started out as panoramic roasters and wanting to learn more about coffee and roasting. Coffee got way more interesting. Over the course of the year, all these pop-up shops were a way of building the brand. This whole project started as a pop-up. We decided that that amount of energy could go into a longer life of a shop. Andrea and I looked at the idea of making a space where people could come and buy coffee and looked at what would accompany that. And so Pie was the idea. Exhausted some names and always kind of went back to the idea of the Pie Shop. Friends had a space in Chinatown. He was moving next door into a bigger space, and we went, okay, we want this space, we want to do something with it.
When we first talked about it, I'm pretty sure Oliver was like, oh yeah, I could totally build the furniture in 2 days. And then 2 days turned into like 5, and 5 turned into 9.
That's partially because we decided to build everything ourselves with our friends.
I didn't think it was gonna be 9 days, but I was also hoping that we were gonna get the keys before the first. I still think we pretty much hauled ass throughout the whole thing. We were here every day, had an excessive amount of help from very wonderful people.
A lot of people in the city still don't believe that we did it in 9 days. The company that we bought the reclaimed fur from is called Extraordinary Lead Contracting. They had an opportunity to buy up a bunch of salvaged wood from an old factory that had been torn down, and so they bought the beams. They're these fir beams, and they processed them. So I have these really awesome roommates, and they have a wood shop in East Van, just on Clark Drive. Oli and I need to cut into a 5 foot and a 4 foot.
Okay.
We're just gonna go through it and try to find a piece that doesn't have too many knots.
4 is for your coffee table.
Right.
5 is for the...
Perfect. I love these decision-making times.
I just don't want to permanently damage my ears just for acting manly for a moment.
I wanted to make something that was unique. And there's an aesthetic right now that I'm pretty in love with that has to do with like industrial materials. Combination of a little bit of Google search, a little bit of inspiration from some of our fellow cities and designers, and then Oliver and I figured out how to custom it to the shop, make it fit in the space because it's such a small space. It's about 300 square feet.
My favorite part was just the whole process. It was really interesting just to see that it was empty space before, and then just having like everything come in and get put together and the furniture being made, and just meeting a lot of people that I think are really, really awesome and helped us out a lot with a lot of what went on here. I've been part of things that have started from the ground up before, but never for myself.
Andy and I were a bit rebellious in the sense we had worked for other people who had spent a lot of money on building a company or a space to do with food. And we didn't want to do that. We wanted to use our own money and our own resources to build something that was ours. Our friend Diane Sparitu, she has a studio around the corner in Chinatown from us, and she makes the cones. We wanted to work with people in the city and make our own pour-over. Not that we've reinvented anything, it's just a little innovation, and sort of celebrate the handmade in Vancouver to accompany the locally roasted coffee.
Pie is awesome. Pie is homey, it's delicious. It is something that you can make in so many different ways.
There's something really simple but also very creative about making pie. So Andrea and I could make whatever we wanted that day, and everybody has their favorites.
It's something that is social, it's something that makes people excited, it's something that brings groups together. I like to be part of things that make people happy, so why not do it in a shop?
Something gets lost when you make too much. So if we could hand make everything, the pastry, small batch pies, there's something that's kept.
Right now, we're just probably going to do like chocolate pecan forever. Like it's gonna be something on the menu all the time. And then probably just like a classic apple. And then we started off with raspberry rhubarb. We did like an apple crisp, we did blueberry, bumbleberry, we did a pear cranberry streusel for Christmas.
You know when we're open, you know when we're here. If you want a pie, come and get it. You have these particular hours to come and get it, which are quite realistic. The idea is to make a set number of pies, open at 11, and go until we sold out. We're usually gone by 6 in the evening, which is nice, and we can go home to our lives and socialize with our friends and be human and enjoy our time.